Welcome. Welcome. Step aboard the train. I have no idea who you are or how you came to be in this place. To be completely honest, I do not care. I have spent too much time with machines. To converse now with a being of flesh and bone is such an honor. Machines fear nothing, pain nor death. But you, I can already detect an increase in your vitals. But I digress. I am the conductor of this train, and it is my honor to propose to you a little test. The rules are simple. Kill everything on this train before it crashes, and you die. Are you ready? I suppose it does not matter whether you are or not. Let us begin. Shit! How you handle what is next, shall we? You are not as tough as I expected. Come on! You're not getting tired. Appreciate it. I hope you are ready. The rules are simple. Kill everything on this train before it crashes and you die. bastards! Think you will make it? As a reward, I will not be killing you. Come, the final car lies ahead. You may leave at the next stop. No tricks. You have done what I asked. How unfortunate. I had hoped to see you die. Fine. You may leave.
Use that. I feel your pain, Kosa. Music wants to be heard. It's difficult to find motivation without an audience. And it does seem more difficult to find an audience these days. The Drazir have always been cerebral, but that trend seems to worsen the longer we sail in the black. Why, a patron came to me yesterday lamenting how ephemeral music was, how pointless. The Drazir seek the permanence of all things, after all. Why devote precious time to a song destined to be forgotten? I had no answer for them. Music, like all created things, is temporary. Is that not the point? Art draws focus to the small things. A friend's tears, a child's laughter, a life mate's care. Our people have spent millennia seeking new beings or the origins of creation, but that is not our life. Our life is our attention, and what or whom we spend that attention on. It is the small moments we share, not the death of uncaring stars. Ooh. That's a good line. I'll have to write that down. Kosa, be encouraged that music need not be heard by all, nor does it want to be. All created things are beloved by some and reviled by others. Do not seek to please. Seek but to make, and in so doing, to find those with whom you may share and create your life.
You go. This is it. All right, let's do this. What happened here? Okay, this is it. That's it. For now. What's that smell? Can't believe I killed that thing. Clementine have come this way. Pretty sure that thing would be dead if she did. This looks important. All right, let's do this. Here we go. Oh, that's it? All right, come and get some.
Traveler. Oh, thank the Founder. You're alive. What happened? Wait, what? Clementine? Where is she? Is she okay? Right, sorry. Clementine, she means a lot to all of us. We gotta find her. I'll get everybody together. If she went through the World Stone, she could be anywhere. Yeah, damn straight you could. She could be anywhere, like worlds away. All right, I'll get Brabus and Riggs. I'll tell them to... Oh, what the hell am I doing? I don't know what's out there any more than you do. Oh, I'd be putting the whole town at risk. And Clem wouldn't want that. Hell, it's a miracle you came back. Oh, I'm sorry. Town will help you all it can, but I can't ask anyone to go out there. We gotta trust you to find her. Is that all right? Thanks, Traveler. Talk to the folks around town. They should have any supplies you need. You know, Ford used to tell me, old Commander Ford, not the Founder, that a leader and a hero are two different things. The leader's place is always with her people. I thought she was just taking a dig at her grandfather for leaving all the time, but I think I'm starting to understand her better now. Yeah, she's doing great. Can't keep her down, really. As soon as she heard you disappeared with the Founder, she was on her feet. Nothing the doc said would stop her. I don't know what she was doing all that time. Looking for you, maybe, or just keeping herself busy. Anyway, all that anxiety of hers turned out to be pretty helpful. She even set up shop over toward the entrance gate. You should go see her. She don't show it, but she's worried sick about you. Keeps talking about leaving, but never does. I've seen that before. Yeah, so after you and the Founder went missing, Riggs and I went looking for you. Found the stone floating and glowing like the old days. I had a hunch what happened. Not my first experience with this thing, you know? I wanted it out here this time, so we could help anyone who came through right away. Turns out that was the right choice. Who knows how long it would have taken you to get out of that old ward. Right. So, a long time ago, when the Root were still everywhere, I helped the Wanderer get to the oldest ward somewhere out past the... to tell the truth, I don't even know where it is. Now, that's the thing about the World Stone. They don't give you any idea where you are or how you got there. I don't know how the Wanderer got used to it. Yeah, that's what they call them. Yeah, I didn't come up with it. Yeah, the Wanderer did all the real stuff. Entered the ward, fought the Root, found Clementine. Anyway, yeah, I know better than most. Anything can come out of one of these things. I mean, I knew she was gone. I just didn't know she was that gone. Clem takes off from time to time, you know? It's just her way. She'll disappear for hours, sometimes days at a time. Well, I never liked it, but she can take care of herself, yeah? And it's not like I could stop her anyway. And she always came back, saying she just needed to be alone for a while, and I can respect that. I just wish she'd talk to someone, you know? Yeah, well, the Founder's his own thing, ain't he? It's not the first time he's disappeared on us. Not even the 5th time. Commander Ford, the Founder's granddaughter, used to say relying on the Founder was like running across rubble. Now, you could do it for a while, but sooner or later, it'll let you down. Now, I don't know if I'd go that far, but Founder Ford, he was always more of like... well, more of an idea to us than a leader. Hell, when I was a kid, everyone thought he'd been dead for years. That's the thing about the Founder. He never stays gone. A week, a year, a decade. Somehow, he always finds his way back here. If you need anything, you know where to find me.
Back for more, huh? Lucky me. All right, let's see what you've got. Okay.
How goes it, friend? Be safe out there.
You look like you need some shooting practice. Now we're talking.
Not sure what this is. Maybe Wallace would know.
Oh, good choice. 2 shots center mass and 1 to the head. Will stop most of your problems. How's the ward? You want my permission, stranger? You're gonna have to prove your worth. I need you to kill the mayor. Oh, it is, stranger. I'm just pulling you again. Oh, but damn, I wish you could see your face. Ooh. Yeah, the firing range is yours anytime you like. Don't need no one's permission. I'll answer what I can. I guess I set myself up for that one. I told you the mud dogs didn't take hell from no one. And anyone stood up to us without getting knocked down. Save one. This mudder walks into my court, confident as a wolf in a rabbit trap. I'm thinking, this'll be a fight to remember, eh? At best. Then, I noticed something the mudder's got on him. It's a watch. What belonged to my old man. I figure he finally tripped the branches and I'm about to wring this wanderer's neck myself. But then, the wanderer says the old man gave it to him. That caught me. The old man wouldn't give up that watch to no one but family. And he never gave it to me. I let the wanderer go. After taking the watch, of course. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. So I hear. Changed the world a few times over, that one. Sometime later, I got the nerve to see the old man myself. He surprised me. Wasn't pissed or patronizing, just sat me down and started telling stories like we'd been chatting every day. He didn't say nothing about the watch when I told him. Just glad it had a home. Tell you what, I think he wanted me to take it, the old bastard. Anyway, we talked a lot after that, and when word got out that folks here at the ward were starting something new, well, the old man and I both knew what needed doing. I told the mud dogs they were free to do as they liked. We weren't a pack no more, and the old man and I set up shop here. Kind of boring to tell you the truth, but better than a bullet hole, I guess. Don't know what else I can tell you, save the stories folks around here like to spin. The way they tell it, that wanderer walked through crystals to other worlds until one day they slammed the door on the Deadwood altogether and saved the world. Yeah, they all sound just like my old man with these stories. Who says they have? Deadwood is still here, ain't they? Maybe the bulk of them have just moved on or something. I don't know. I ain't complaining, mind you. There's definitely something different about this place. Maybe if I stick around long enough, I'll figure out what it is. Oh, that old mudder. People call him Mudtooth. He's set up over yonder, and he's more than happy to tell you about himself. And then some. You wouldn't know it to look at him, but he was the leader of the Mud Dogs before I took him over. They'd gone soft, see? Couldn't hack it in a dog-eat-dog world. Of course, that ain't the way he tells it. We still don't see eye to eye on which of us was right. Disagree to agree, I guess. Well, the Mud Dogs ran for years. Started out with my old man in a place called Sanctuary, and eventually came out here. We set ourselves up in a place folks started calling Cutthroat Channel. Nobody came in or out without our say-so, not even Deadwood. Yeah, I got a story or two from the glory days. I ain't my old man. He'll talk your ear off and then use it as a chew toy. But at least I'll tell you the truth. All right? There's one of my old man's tales that is true. He used to live in this old chopper. Made a good sniper's nest, letting him pop off Deadwood one at a time. I kept him off for a while, but the Mud Dogs got wind they were mustering something big. I weren't about to let the old man kick it, so we set a trap up for their trap. Problem was, they moved faster than we thought. We had explosives set around for most of the area, but the Deadwood came too soon. We hadn't set the detonators yet. The old man, though, he wakes in the crack of night, howling and popping off shot after shot at the root. Well, one of his shots must have hit our explosives because suddenly the whole street goes up in flames. My dogs got lucky. Only a couple were close enough to get singed. But the root got blown all to hell. To this day, my old man thinks he killed 300 of them all by himself. Course I did. Can't have the old mudder thinking he's God's gift to this gray earth. He don't ever stop telling the tale his way, though. Now I got one. First, let me ask you something. Your family's starving. Has been for days, and there's no food nowhere, except for a bunker, where a bunch of survivors are holed up. What do? There ain't nothing you got what they want. Fact is, they'd love any excuse to kill you, just to make them feel a little safer. Like it or not, fight or flight are your only real options. Good for you. Now you're dead. I said to my dogs, what's the one thing this world's got no end of? More than guns or food or mudders what got more than enough of both? Deadwood, I said. See, the root don't care about food or guns. All you gotta do is break a bunker open. The root'll clean out the nest and leave you the rest. That's the world it was, stranger. Dog eat dog. Maybe. It's a hell of a lot less work, I'll tell you that much. That's so. Well, it was a bad winter. Real bad. Even the Deadwood wouldn't go out in it. But they didn't need to. Goddamn Earth was killing us all on its own. There was nothing to eat, and I mean nothing. Mud dogs, we'd raid and steal, but there weren't no one to raid from. We'd threaten people's lives and they'd laugh like it was a gift. Weren't surprising then when the dogs turned on each other. Started with one fool called Beers. He accused me of hoarding, so I punched him. Soon the whole gang was fighting. It was chaos. Bleeding and shouting and cussing. Finally, I cracked Beers on the skull, and he don't get up. Quiet, I shout. And when I got their attention, I say, plenty to eat now. It's over 100 pounds of meat on your average human stranger. When it like that, I'd be stupid to pass it up. What? You think dog eat dog was some kind of metaphor? That's so. Well, you ever hear of the Root Mother? She's one of them weirdos even the Deadwood left alone. Folks used to see her for advice. Crazy folks, desperate. My mud dog's caught one of these crazies. As he begs for his life, he tells us some secret the Root Mother told him. Place in the sewer, good to hole up against Deadwood. Dumb bastard. We killed him anyway, of course. He had food. But one of my boys convinced me to check out his story. That's how we found Cutthroat Channel. Once the Deadwood cleared out, it wasn't so hard to keep it clear. Stayed there for years. So the dumb bastard was right. Ha! You sound like the loonies here in town. Root crazies don't know me from a jar of dirt. We just made our own luck, was all. Well, I suppose I got one more left in me. Back in the day, whenever a group of folks came traipsing into the Mud Dog's den, we'd give them a choice. Kill each other, or get killed. I told them we was weeding out the weak. But that wasn't the real reason. That particular tradition started the day Chavis and his gang rolled in and said they wanted to join forces. Not on my word, no. There was only 3 of them, all torn up like they'd try to steal fish from a bear. The rest of Chavis's gang had been chewed up by Deadwood, he said. That seemed legit to me. I was just about to let him join when Chavis's deputy, a woman with the unlikely name Sunny, turns on the other 2 and starts slicing them up. Well, me and the boys start taking bets. It was the most fun we'd had in months. After the other 2 fell, Sonny says Chavis was planning on killing me in my sleep, taking the gang. Ever since, folks come looking to join up. We had them fight each other first. Yeah, it weeds out the weak, yeah. But also make sure nobody's stupid enough to try a coup. Yeah, my old man spins yarns. I'm just telling you what happened. Good. Got tired of answering questions. We all got our demons, Traveler. Some of us just make peace with them.
Anything you need? Be safe out there.
Hey, over here! God damn, it is you! The rumors had me thinking I might not ever see you again. Ooh, yikes. Yeah, they said you ran off with that old Ford fella and disappeared, and I ain't seen you since. Where have you been? Ha! That tracks. Someone gets in trouble, so you go on after her. Mm-hmm. Just remember, you owe me still. That debt's non-transferable. I'm guessing this thing with Clementine had something to do with that big-ass crystal floating over there. Bo said it can take you other places. Other worlds, even? Feels like anything can be true here. They even healed my root rot. I tell you what, I might just start believing in fairy tales. Even Santa Claus and Fulton's Blend. Yeah, I don't know what's in that stuff Doc Nora gave me, but I ain't felt this good for years. Hell, maybe it was Fulton's Blend. Ah, you know me. I get anxious sitting still for too long. So, I went out to the ruins and scrounged anything useful I could find. I was just doing what I do to survive, you know. Maybe get some things together for when we moved on, but then you didn't come back. And Bo said folks around here could use this stuff, so I set up shop. So hey, if you ever need anything out there in the worlds or whatever, you just let me know. I got all kinds of stuff for trade. Take care of yourself, you hear me? Hey, I don't suppose you've seen Clementine out there. The talk about her's all skittish. I think Bo's gonna birth kittens and puppies at once. That's too bad. Well, you never gave up on me. I don't expect you'll give up on her either. Keep trying, hey? She's gotta be out there. Well, all right. You know me. I don't settle so much as stop moving on for a while. Though, I like any place with a warm bed and decent food. But now that I think about it, there's something different about this place. I mean, besides weird shit like floating crystals and girls that shoot light out of their hands. The people here are... they're good. They help each other. I think most of them like each other. I ain't seen that in a long time. Maybe ever. I don't know if you've met them all yet, but do, eh? They're good folk. And I can tell you who does what if you want. I've been around here long enough for that, at least. I don't know. Why? You ready to move on or something? Oh, I get it. You just want to know if I've gone soft for this place, huh? I admit, I'm starting to take a shine to it. This is the first place in a long while that's felt anything like home. I mean, you know me. Comfort makes me skittish, but I don't know. It feels like it'd be hard to get too comfortable in a place with glowing portals and talking goats. Anyway, I just want to stick around and see what happens next, at least for now. We'll see. You'll want to talk to Reggie. He's got all kinds of cures and tonics. A fix to what ails you, he says. And while you're over there, see if you can figure out what's going on with that old Mudtooth. He's got some crazy stories, but I can't tell if any of them are true. His stew's pretty good too, once you get used to the smell. It'll keep you on your feet for days. Have you met Dwell yet? That's the one. Says he's from some place called Yeisha. I swear I don't understand half of what he's talking about, though. More than half. But the crystals he sells are like nothing I've ever seen. Might be just what you're looking for. All right. Take care of yourself, you hear me?
How can old Reggie help you today? Oh, yeah? What kind of questions? Old as teeth, friend. Old as teeth. Everything we know comes from Founder Ford. That title don't come from nowhere. He was there at the start. When the world ended, about 120 years ago, give or take a decade, Ford and some survivors took shelter in old Ward 13 over there. I don't know how many wards there were, but they were all part of something called the Dreamer Project that went bad. Real bad. There are rumors. Some say he made a deal with the Root, and that's why he's so hell-bent on stopping him. Some say he was experimented on in the Dreamer Project. Some say he found some kind of magic out there in the years when he was traveling the worlds. Truth is, nobody knows. Maybe not even Ford himself. Personally, I think Ford's just tough as dirt and refuses to die. Ford and Clementine are the only ones what really know. They don't like to talk about it. But old Reggie's got a gift for collecting stories, and I've gleaned a few things. At the wards, see, they connected people to machines that made them dream about other worlds. But these worlds were real, and the dreamers were seeing through the eyes of someone that lived there. Sounds like a bridge too far, don't it? It did for me, too. At least until I met Clementine. The story's pretty long, friend. Let me know if you get tired of the telling. After the world fell, see, Founder Ford carried the whole burden of what happened on his shoulders. Tell the truth, I don't think he ever put that burden down. At first, nothing. He pressed on with the work of helping others survive. If you ask me, that was the best thing he could have done. It never should have stopped. Maybe he wouldn't have if Evelyn hadn't. See, Evelyn was his wife, and she was something special. She could, hear the Root, see what they saw. At first, she thought she was going insane. But then she started using it, spying on the dead wood. And she saw something coming. Something big. She saw a monster, something the ward, the whole city couldn't handle. And only one way out. She communed with the Root, I guess you'd call it. Melded her mind to theirs and drove the monster off. But the Root swallowed her, body and mind, until there was nothing left of Evelyn Ford. Her husband lost it then. He left the ward for months, sometimes years at a time, wandering the worlds trying to find something, anything that could stop the Root. And one day, he just didn't come back. Well, now my story's not through yet. The Fords, they had a daughter, Nadine. She was maybe 17 when her mother disappeared. Too young to run the ward, but when her pa was gone, folks would ask her their questions instead. Then one day, she was just in charge of everything. Nadine had her own daughter, Ellen, who really made us who we are today. Commander Ellen Ford inherited her mother's pragmatism, her grandfather's doggedness, and her grandmother's willingness to make hard choices. So whenever someone showed up, dehydrated, starving, half mad from loss, she took them in, taught them a trade in medicine and supplies, gave them a family. So you were paying attention. I owe a lot to Ellen Ford, and we all do. I miss her something fierce, let me tell you. She was one of the dreamers, if you could believe it. The only one still alive, as far as I can tell. She says she got sucked out somehow, dragged into her dream world before the Root came to Earth. I don't understand it much. I reckon she don't either. But she found herself in a place called Riesel, a world covered in snow and inhabited by giant intelligent rats. Don't know how she survived, but I imagine it has to do with those powers of hers. Hey, that's the story I still haven't gotten out of her. Sure is. But power like that don't come without a cost. I can only imagine what it must take out of her to control a power like that. Oh, about 20-odd years ago, we had almost nothing left. Trapped in Ward 13 with nowhere to go and the route getting worse all around us. Then this stranger wanders in out of the storm, makes friends, picks up some gear, and damned if they don't take the fight to the root. I still don't know if that wanderer was crazy or brave or both, but they did it. They beat the root, and things got better day by day. Once it seemed safe to live outside again, Commander Ford made plans to build this town here. She was a force, that woman. Founder Ford came back once. Did I mention that? Almost 60 years ago, right after his daughter Ellen's mother passed away. Ellen couldn't have been more than 18 at the time, but she told him the war didn't need him. Didn't have room for some legend who was just as likely to leave as to lead. I reckon Founder Ford saw the wisdom of that, because a while later, he left again and didn't return for a long time. When he finally did, he wasn't leading us no more. He was content to leave the ward in better hands, Ellen's hands. Well, she fell sick some time ago. Most of us have lost folks without any chance to say goodbye. But we got that with Ellen. Why, she even made things right with her grandfather before the end, or so I hear. The two of them together put Bo in charge of the ward. No one was more surprised about that than Bo. But you know what? He's the right man for the job. Ain't no one loves the ward, loves these people more than the kid who was raised by him. He's gonna do all right. The Wanderer was on a mission from the start. Said something about getting to the tower on the old atoll out there. Sounded crazy the first time I heard it. But turns out, that tower was one of the old wards. The Wanderer's path wasn't easy, though. Our Wanderer had to track down Founder Ford just to find a way in. And that meant following his trail. Just you wait. I'm getting to that. Well, Ford, it seemed, had gotten himself mixed up in another world's affairs, helping a rebellion out here. And he was imprisoned for it. Now, no one here knew that. But the Root Mother knew. And that's who our Wanderer left to see. The Root Mother's got a story all her own, and I don't know half of it. Before she was the Root Mother, she was Evelyn Ford. That's right. The Founder's wife. Bound herself to the Root, she did. And it changed her. Turned her into something else. But when the Wanderer showed up, she pulled herself out. The Root Mother, or whatever she called herself after that, sent our Wanderer down a trail of sorrow, at the end of which was the Founder himself. The Wanderer freed him, and used his knowledge to get into the tower, and destroy the last Dreamer. Well, what we thought was the last Dreamer anyway. It did weaken the Root for a time, but I guess that weren't the whole story. So, the Dreamer was dead, the storm subsided, but the Root, they were still around. Then Founder Ford tells us about the oldest ward, the first one, where the Dreamer Project began. He hoped there might be some clue there as to why the Deadwood was still coming to our world. So our Wanderer goes a-hunting. Oh, they found more than even old Ford bargained for. You ain't wrong. Place was full of doors, and I'm not talking about the quiet humankind. One of these doors led to the world of reason, where the Wanderer found Clementine. Clementine opened a door when nobody else could have opened. And inside? I hate to admit it, but I don't know what they found inside. All I know is the Root stopped coming when the Wanderer and Clementine were through. They'd done it. Saved the whole damn world. Just making sense of things. Stories make us who we are. If we don't share them, don't learn from them, we're just bouncing around in the dark. Only the best for me. Take care now, traveler.
Anything you need? So long.
What is it now? All right, then. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, traveler. Right, right. Well, let me know when you know something, yeah? We're all worried about her, you know. Hey, let me know as soon as you find Clem, okay?
quarantine protocol will be initiated unless all virulent life forms are neutralized. Still detected. Until quarantine protocol initiation.
Well, at least that's over.
until quarantine protocol initiated. Detected in this sector. Quarantine protocol will be initiated unless all virulent life forms are neutralized.
Good.
Virulent life forms still detected. Warning, 3 minutes until quarantine protocol initiated. are neutralized.
Holy hell.
Virulent life forms no longer detected in this sector. Quarantine protocol checked.
This ain't looking good. Ain't looking good.